Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm guessing a lot of you just flipped over from the third Republican debate. I don't know what happened yet because we taped this at 5:30, but I am super excited about the brand new Republican frontrunner, retired neurosurgeon, and current tired person, Ben Carson. It's been a great time for him. This surgeon is surgeon in the polls, getting 26% of Republican primary voters ahead of Donald Trump's 22%. The other 52%, of course, is going to the other 52 candidates. Now, I have no idea who that is. Carson's strongest support comes from evangelical Christians, a group that Donald Trump has had real trouble with, evidently. People who read the Bible just don't want to follow someone who looks that much like a golden calf. Plus, while Trump has spent months turning off voters with loud, outrageous statements, Carson's outrageous statements have been very quiet.
Obamacare is really, I think, the worst thing that has happened in this nation since slavery.
A lot of people who go into prison straight, and when they come out, they're gay.
So what is the point you're trying to make? If there had been guns in Germany, there might not have been a Holocaust?
I think the likelihood of Hitler being able to accomplish his goals would have been greatly diminished if the people had been armed.
Well, I mean, you can't argue with his logic. These days, a lot of people have guns, and where's Hitler? Dead. And now that he has lost the lead, Donald Trump has started questioning Carson's religion, Seventh-day Adventism.
I'm Presbyterian. Can you believe it? Boy, that's down the middle of the road, folks, in all fairness. I mean, Seventh-day Adventist, I don't know about. I just don't know about.
Now, some people say this was an attack, partly because everything Trump says is an attack. But Trump clarified. He said he wasn't attacking Seventh-day Adventism.
I just don't know about that particular religion. I didn't say anything bad about it. I just don't know about it.
I'll take him at his word. It might not have been an attack. It's just like when your aunt has a couple of cocktails at Thanksgiving and says, I just don't know about these Jews. She probably means I have a deep curiosity about their religion and I'm very eager to learn. I just don't know about them. But I'll see you at Thanksgiving, Aunt Rita. But Donald did openly attack Ben Carson on something he holds far more sacred than someone's religion, their level of pep.
Ben Carson is super low energy, right? It's super. He's super low. Super low energy. We need tremendous energy.
Yes, exhibiting tremendous energy is the #1 requirement for being president. I mean, who can forget Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg workout tape, the absolutionist of steel? Look at that. Look at those stovepipe shorts. I think he is smuggling something in his Underground Railroad. He's the rail splitter. But Carson didn't take Trump's insult lying down. He sat halfway up and said this.
Do you think that people mistaken your soft-spokenness with a lack of energy?
I wasn't always like that. As a teenager, I would go after people with rocks and bricks and baseball bats and hammers. And of course, many people know the story when I was 14 and I tried to stab someone.
Sure. 14. I mean, that's when you're in your stabbing prime. When I was 14, I was on my high school stabbing team. And I gotta say, that's very impressive. I mean, he's a neurosurgeon. He managed to harness his youthful passion for stabbing people in the stomach into something more positive, stabbing people in the brain. And Donald Trump better watch himself, because if he comes after Ben Carson, the good doctor will write him a prescription for 10 cc's of vitamin knife.